welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't been here before, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future flows. For today's practice, we've got a lovely little slow flow, so there's more time and space to really focus in on what's happening inside the body as we move. So we're going to take our time today, give the body a nice big stretch, so when you're ready, find a little bit of space and we'll make a start. And we're going to start in a child's pose today. So you're going to separate the knees about mat distance apart, big toes come together to touch. Walk the fingertips out long, settle the hips back towards your heels, and then gently bring the forehead down towards the mat. And we're going to take a few moments here, as always, just to settle into our practice. Just taking the time to become aware of how you are feeling today. Noticing how the mind feels, notice how the body feels. Noticing any little sensations, twinges or niggles in the body. Just arriving at your practice as you are. And perhaps we're arriving from perhaps a hectic place, quite a busy mind. And if that's the case, then we're kind of overwhelmed by all this chattering thoughts. Just take the time to gradually allow each thought to float on by and pass through you. So we can notice all these thoughts without having to attach ourselves to them. We can let them pass us by like the breeze. Gradually starting to tune into your breath. Notice how the breath feels as you breathe deeply into the lungs. And exhale, maybe you sigh it out. So feel free to breathe how you want to breathe here. That might be in and out through the nose. Maybe it's in through the nose and out through the mouth. Perhaps it's a mixture of the two. But just gradually seeing if we can breathe that little bit deeper as we slow the breath down and send that signal to the brain to allow the whole body to slow down also. And from here, just continue to settle into your practice, but taking the biggest breath you've had all day. Take that nice big inhale in. Exhale, sigh it all out. Lovely. From here, just start to tent into the fingertips. So press the fingertips down and towards the mat and lift the elbows, lift the arms away from the mat. And we can keep the forehead down for a moment. We're just going to start to bring a little bit of movement into the shoulders here. So we keep sending the shoulders down, getting that nice stretch. It might be a little sway from side to side. We roll across the forehead. Perhaps finding a little bit of a wave through the torso. Remember, it's nothing too precise here. We're just finding that little bit of space to move from this slow and steady breath. Keeping this little bit of movement going as you start to lift the forehead away from the mat. Perhaps we bring the palms down towards the mat now as we bring the hands a little bit closer towards you, lift the chest. But keep this little sway going, keep this free movement. Maybe we find a little curve through the spine, find a little arch here and there. Just taking it nice and easy. Beautiful. Slowly walk the hands further towards you. Still lift the chest up a little bit higher. Maybe you'll find a little bit more movement in the head and the neck. We start to lift the head up, turn the head from side to side. And then we can release the head back down. Lovely, well done. Find a few neck rolls should you wish. Lovely, well done. Walk the hands a little bit closer towards you so you come to sit back on your heels. Again, tension the fingertips and just find a few torso circles here. So we send the rib cage in a nice big circle, perhaps sending the rib cage over to the left. Take them back behind you, find that stretch through the shoulder blades. As we swing them round to the right and coming forwards, find that lift up through the chest, finding that arch. Lovely, well done. So finding those nice big circles and continue with that slow and steady breath. So using that life force to kind of energize the body here and also help to release of anything we might be carrying with us, any stress, any tension, any negative thoughts perhaps. Just shaking anything away that we don't perhaps need here. And then when you're ready, just change up the direction. Lovely, well done. Okay, few more times here. Keep moving, keep finding new ways to move perhaps. Lovely, just one more inhale. And one more exhale. Lovely, well done. Bring the palms down towards the mat. Just start to walk yourself forward, coming into a tabletop. Nestle those knees underneath you. You might find that you need to tuck the toes under for a moment just to get that little stretch through the soles of the feet after the feet have been curled up for quite some time. So feel free to tuck the toes under, find that little stretch there. And there might be that little bit of echo of movement as the torso continues to find that wave. And then we slowly take this into a cat and cow. So we lift the chest, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And we exhale into that curve, separating the shoulder blades left to right. Beautiful. Keep that going. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, curve. And don't feel as though you have to stay with this structured movement. If you want to continue playing and continue exploring some free movement here, feel free to absolutely do so. Remember, this is your practice. Find how you want to move today. Find a way of moving that benefits your body and mind. Lovely, well done. But however you are moving, just again aiming to keep it nice and slow. So as we slow things down again, we really allow ourselves to tune into the actual mechanics of the movement. So what's happening inside the body as we move. Lovely, well done. Few more times. Take one more nice big inhale. And one more nice big exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. And then you're just going to sink the hips down. Maybe we need to creep the fingertips a little bit further forward. Sink the hips down so they come in line with your shoulders. And then hug the elbows in. Just come all the way down towards the mat with control. Separate the legs slightly. Point the toes out. Allow the heels to fall in. Tent the fingertips off the mat. We're just going to, again, ripple up through the spine. So press down through the fingertips. Inhale, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Ripple on up. And exhale, ripple back down. I'm going to do that twice more. Inhale to ripple on up. And exhale, ripple down. One more time. Keep the elbow soft here. Don't feel as though you have to come all the way up. And exhale down. Lovely, well done. Return the palms of the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Lift gently back up to your tabletop. Send the hips back towards your heels. Peel the knees away from the mat. Glue the belly to the top of your thighs. And then finding that little bit of length down the back of the legs as we come into our downward facing dog here. And again, bring some movement in, should you wish. Notice how this downward facing dog feels. Perhaps it's the first time you've practiced today. So again, this pose might feel a little bit restricted perhaps. Maybe we need to move a little bit deeper into this posture to help the body release and go that little bit further. Beautiful. Again, take your time. Lovely, well done. Have one more inhale here. One more exhale. Inhale, looking forwards to the top of your mat, bend in the knees, and just take that nice and easy walk towards your hands so the feet arrive hip distance apart, toes pointing forwards, little bend in the knees, and we can just allow the torso to melt over the legs so the arms just hang heavy here. And maybe there's that little sway from side to side. Beautiful, really well done. Finding a little ragdoll here. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, generous bend through the knees, tuck the tailbone under, juicy roll up through the spine, stacking up bone by bone. Beautiful. The head is the final thing to lift as you arrive in standing. Send those shoulders down and away. Beautiful. Well done. Take a nice big inhale in standing. And as you exhale, tuck the chin down towards the chest, and we're going to roll back down through the spine. So really allow everything to be heavy here. So the crown of the head initiates the roll down. So we send the crown of the head down towards the ground. The shoulders start to follow. The arms are nice and heavy here. And we continue all the way down into our standing forward fold. Beautiful, well done. And we can inhale, take a little halfway lift here. Find that space, find that length in the spine, and exhale, ripple back down. And we're going to go again. Inhale, bend the knees, start to roll up through the spine, stacking up bone by bone. Take as long as you need here, so don't feel as though you have to stay at my pace. You can move at your own. Send those shoulders down and away. Inhale at the top, and exhale, roll back down. So it might be quite nice to do this with your eyes closed. So again, we're sending that mindful awareness throughout the entirety of our being, noticing what's happening as we move. As you arrive in your standing forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, slowly rolling on up. Beautiful, well done. And just coming to the top once more, send those shoulders down and away. Nice big inhale. And exhale, melt back down for the final time. Don't feel as though you need to rush this. Beautiful. Let the body drift on down. Inhale, have one final halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Lovely. Bend the knees, plant the hands, stepping back 1 foot at a time into a plank pose, hips in line with your shoulders, and then inhale, lift the hips up nice and high, wave the body back to your downward facing dog. Now again, you can bring some movement in here should you wish. Might be a little sway of the hips from side to side. Whatever you feel will benefit your body in this moment right here, right now. Lovely, well done. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Ground down through the left heel. Inhale, send that right leg nice and high towards the sky. Keep the hips square first of all. And then exhale, open out into that right hip, stacking right hip on top of left. And then we bend into that right knee. Lift that right knee as high as you can. And maybe we'll turn the gaze to look underneath that right shoulder. Beautiful, well done. So we're working against gravity here, lifting that right knee as high as you can, seeing if we can release through that left heel. Maybe it meets the mat. Beautiful, one more inhale. And then as we exhale, how slow can you go? You're going to slowly bring this right knee down, sending it towards the chest. Drag this transition out for as long as you can. Slow, slow, slow. Shoulders come over the wrists. And we send that right knee towards that right elbow. And then final thing is step that right foot to the outside edge of that right hand. So we've really slowed that transition down. Beautiful, well done. Right knee is over the ankle, and you can drop that left knee down should you wish, if you want to take the pressure off, or you can keep it lifted as you come into a little lizard pose. So starting to work into the hips here, keep the arms either fully extended. You might want to come down onto your forearms. And again, keep that little echo of movement, a little rock forwards and back, side to side. Stay with that slow and steady breath. Lovely, really well done. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Beautiful. Press down through the palms, lift the chest back up. Drop that left knee down if it was lifted. Heel toe the right foot back towards the center. Brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the chest. Lift the arms, coming into a nice low lunge here. So take a nice big inhale as you reach up. Then as you exhale, you're going to glide the hips forwards and down. Only come down as far as you want here, so don't feel as though we have to kind of clunk down here and then stay, especially if the hips are feeling quite tight today. You can always ease it off, take it a little bit more upright, wherever you want to be. Lovely, well done. 4 breaths into the lungs. Lovely, have one more inhale here. And one more exhale. Inhale, open out the arms. So the left hand is going to reach towards the front of the room. Right arm is going to circle to reach towards the back. So we twist the torso to face this right hand side. Find that nice long line from one arm to the other. And then from here, maybe left hand comes to the outside edge of the right knee. And then maybe the right hand just supports your lower spine here. This might be as far as you want to go. Or you might want to gently pick up those left toes, seeing if the right hand can take hold of the left toe, squeezing that left heel in towards your sit bones. Keep sinking hips forwards and down here. You can use a strap here if you can't quite find the toes here. Lovely, well done. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, just gently release. Letting go of those left toes, and we melt the chest back down. Frame that front foot with the hands. Tuck the left toes under, lift that left knee. Step the right foot back next to left into your plank. Have an inhale. As you exhale, feel free to lower the knees should you wish, but just gently drift the body down as one piece, hugging the elbows in. Lovely. As you arrive on your belly, separate the legs, tent the fingertips in towards the mat, and again, we're going to find that ripple up through the spine. Inhale, ripple up. And exhale, we ripple down. Beautiful. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Either come up through a tabletop, or you might be ready to power straight up through your plank. And then lift the hips up nice and high. Downward facing dog. Lovely, well done. Bring some movement in here, should you wish. One more nice big inhale. And one more nice big exhale. Here we go, exactly the same on the other side. Ground down through all 10 fingertips, ground down through that right heel. Inhale, left leg lifts nice and high. Exhale, open out into that left hip, bend into that left knee. Beautiful, 3-legged dog. And again, maybe we turn the gaze to look underneath that left arm. Lovely, well done. Press down through the fingertips to protect your wrists here. Lift in that left knee, work into the height. Beautiful. One more inhale. And exhale, slow it down, slowly sinking that left knee, down towards the ground. Lovely. It's going to go towards your left elbow, but keep it nice and slow. Shoulders start to come over the wrists. Send that left knee towards the elbow. And then softly step that left foot towards the outside of that left hand. Lovely, well done. Right knee again can come down towards the mat should you wish, or you can keep it lifted. Arms can stay fully extended into your lizard, or you might want to come down onto your forearms. But wherever you were on the other side, try to take the same variation on this side. Beautiful. Love, and there might be that little rock forwards and back, side to side. Send the breath to your hips. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Lovely. Gently drop that right knee down if it was lifted. Press the palms in towards the mat. Lift the chest back up. Heel toe that left foot back towards the center. And we brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the chest, lift the arms, low lunge. Again, we take that nice big inhale as we reach up. And we exhale, glide the hips forwards and down. Lovely, really well done. Make sure that left knee is over that left ankle and not going more beyond the toes. Lovely. Have an inhale here. And have an exhale. Inhale, grow tall. And then exhale, open out the arms. This time, right arm reaches towards the front, left arm reaches towards the back, twisting the torso to that left-hand side. Find that nice long line from one arm to the other. And then bring the right hand to the outside edge of the left knee. Left hand can again just support your lower spine here. Or you might want to start to pick up those right toes. Maybe the right toes meet the left fingertips. Beautiful, well done. Use a strap should you prefer. Keep the chest lifted here. Lovely, well done. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Gently letting go of those right toes, and we melt the chest down, frame that front foot, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee, left foot steps back next to right into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, we drift all the way down towards the mat. Separate the legs, tent into the fingertips. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, ripple on up. And exhale, we ripple down. Lovely, well done. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, up through tabletop or through plank. And then lift the hips up nice and high, back to your downward facing dog. Really well done. Okay, finding a little bit more space in the body perhaps. Beautiful. Stay with those slow and energizing breaths. Take one more inhale here. And one more exhale. Ground down through the left heel. Inhale, right leg lifts. And again, exhale, nice and slow. Right knee comes in towards the chest. Slow, slow, slow. Drag it out. Send that right knee as far forwards as you can, almost towards your nose perhaps. And then we softly step that right foot forwards between the hands. Keep that back knee lifted this time. Brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the chest. Lift the arms. Come into a nice high lunge. And again, right knee is over the right ankle. Still beautiful. Hips are square to the front. Lovely. Take that nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Have another inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start to circle the arms to the back of the room. Lift up through the heart. Lift up through the chest. Maybe come through a little cactus shape with the elbows. And then you're going to rain the fingertips all the way down. Dive the chest down. We brush the fingertips along the mat and we lift the chest. And we go again. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, take the arms back behind you. Find that nice big open through the heart. Rain the fingertips down. And we go again. Stay nice and low. Brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the chest. Exhale, send the arms back. Twice more. Inhale. Brush the fingertips. Lift the chest. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. From here, dive the chest down, bring the hands down to frame that front foot. And then from here, you're going to bring the weight into this right leg, drag the left toes in. Lovely, well done. If you have blocks here, feel free to use the blocks should you wish. But from here, you're just going to lift this left leg as high as you can, keeping the hips square. Lovely, well done. So don't worry about how high that left leg is lifted. It might look like a standing split or it might look like a half warrior three. Do not worry. Okay. Folding over that right leg, root down through the entire surface of that right foot. Keep sending energy out through the left toes. Beautiful. Release through the back of the neck. One more inhale. As you exhale again, nice and slow, you're going to start to bend in the left knee. You can soften in the right knee as well to keep you grounded. Start to lift the chest, rise on up, keep that left leg lifted. Left knee comes in towards the chest as we rise up to standing. And we reach the arms all the way back up, beautifully and controlled. Lovely, well done. Take a moment here, full round of breath. And exhale. From here, slow, 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 we're going to dive it back down. So we brush the sole of that left foot along the mat to dive the chest down, sweep the arms back, coming into a little airplane pose. So find that nice long line from the crown of the head to that back left heel, aiming to bring the chest parallel to the ground. Beautiful. Have an inhale. And have an exhale. And then from here, keep that left leg lifted, dive the chest back down. Hands meet the mat or your blocks if you're using them, and come back into lifting that left leg nice and high. Beautiful. Maybe there's a little bit more space to lift it a little bit higher. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale with control, soften into that right knee. Slowly step that left leg back. Come into a little runner's lunge, lift the chest. Exhale, plant the palm, step the right foot back, next to left into your plank. Exhale, drift it down. Beautiful. Tent the fingertips, lift the chest, ripple on up. Exhale, ripple back down. Beautiful, really well done. Press down through the palms, up through plank or tabletop. And lift the hips up nice and high, downward facing dog. Really well done, everyone, we're nearly there. Bring some movement in, whatever feels authentic and organic to you. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Here we go. The side, ground down through the right foot. Inhale, sweep that left leg up. Exhale, left knee, slow, slow, slow in towards the chest. Find that curve through the spine as you go. And softly step that left foot forwards. Beautiful, well done. When you're ready, brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the chest, lift the arms. Slow that transition down. Beautiful, into your high lunge. Left knee again, over the left ankle. Keep grounding down through the feet. The lower we are, the lower our center of gravity, so the more stability we have. Take that nice big inhale. Exhale, circle the arms back. Find that nice big chest expansion. Melt the chest down. Brush the fingertips along the mat, and we go again. Inhale. Keep reaching out through the fingertips as you rise. And exhale. Open up through the heart. Beautiful, well done. Dive the heart down. Inhale, brush the fingertips, lift the chest. Exhale, rain the fingertips down. Just twice more. Inhale. Beautiful, come all the way up. Exhale, rain it down. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then from here, we can dive the chest down. Bring the hands down towards the ground to frame that front foot. Shift the weight into this left leg. Drag those right toes in. Now again, you can use blocks here should you wish. And then when you're ready, lifting that right leg. Beautiful. So you might notice how one side feels considerably different compared to the other. So you might find you can lift this left leg a little bit higher. Maybe it's a little bit lower. Doesn't matter. Keep hinging at the hips, release through the back of the neck, energy out through those right toes. Beautiful, really well done. One more inhale. As you exhale, here we go, we've got that slow rise. So bend into that right knee, start to lift the chest, keep that right leg lifted if you can. Don't worry if you wobble here, lift the chest, keep going, keep going. Right knee in towards the chest, reach the arms all the way up, find that steady focal point, stand nice and tall, inhale, have an exhale, one more inhale, exhale, we make our way back, so we brush the sole of that right foot along the ground, sweep the arms back into your airplane, so we keep that nice long line as we tilt the torso down, we lift that right leg back up, lovely, well done. Chest is parallel to the ground. Beautiful. Have an inhale. Exhale, continue to melt the torso down. Hands meet the blocks or your mat. And lift that right leg up again. Beautiful. Keep the hips square here if you can. Maybe we can squeeze and lift that a little bit higher. Inhale. And then exhale, soften into that left knee. Nice big step back with the right leg into your runner's lunge. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, plant the palms, left foot back, next to right, into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, drift it down. Really well done. Separate the legs, tension to the fingertips. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, ripple down. Beautiful. Plant through the palms, tuck the toes under, up through tabletop or through plank. And lift the hips up nice and high. Downward facing dog. Really well done. Okay, we're very nearly there. Pedal out through the feet. Sway the hips from side to side. Lovely. Shake the head. Nod the head. Whatever you feel like you need to do in this moment. Have one more inhale. And one more exhale. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly bend the knees, sink the knees down towards the mat, coming back into that tabletop. And then from here, you're just going to slide the left leg back, drop that left heel down, pivot on the right knee. So you're going to swing this right ankle out towards the right hand side, ground down through the right hand, sweep the left fingertips to reach forward. And then you're just going to spin the chest to look up towards the ceiling here. Keep lifting the hips up nice and high. Lovely, one more inhale. And then as we exhale, we just come back down the way we came. So left hand comes down towards the mat and we fold that left knee back in. Same again on the other side. So we send that right leg back, drop the right heel down, pivot on that left knee. Inhale as you sweep the right fingertips forward and spin the chest to look up towards the ceiling. Beautiful, well done. One more inhale here. And exhale, come back down the way we came. Right hand down, and we slide that right knee in. Inhale, have a little lift up through the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, curve. And then melting the hips back towards your heels, coming back into that little child's pose. And pausing here just for a moment. Bring the forehead down towards the mat. Beautiful, really well done. Just take a moment here to allow everything to soften. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Inhale. Slowly start to roll back up through the spine, coming into a little kneeling position. Take your time. And again, stack up bone by bone, coming up to kneeling. And we can send those shoulders down and away. Beautiful, well done. From here, you can use your hands to help you. Just swing the ankles round to the left. So you come to sit on your right hip and keep those heels as close as you can towards that left hip. Stretch the left fingertips away from you. Inhale, sweep that right arm up and over. Nice big side body stretch here. Really reach up through those right fingertips. So the more we extend out through the fingertips, the more of a stretch we're getting into that right hand side of the rib cage. Beautiful. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale to come all the way up and over. Again, use your hands to help you lift the hips. Swing the ankles around to the other side so ankles come to the right. Sitting on that left hip. Reach the right hand away from you. Inhale, sweep that left arm up and over. Lovely, really well done. Enjoy that nice big stretch. Breathe into it. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Lovely, inhale, open out that left arm, and then from here, bring the hands down to the left, swing the legs around, bring them out in front, and you might need to shimmy yourself down a little bit on your mat here, and then from here, extending both legs out in front, peeling the toes back towards the face. Take a moment to even peel the flesh away from the sit bone, so again, we're really rooting down here. Hands either side of the legs, inhale, lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest. And as you exhale, feel free to stay here, or you might just want to creep the fingertips a little bit further forward, starting to fold over the legs here, and repeat that as many times as you need. So as you walk the fingertips a little bit further forward, have another inhale, create that a little bit more length, grow tall. And as you exhale, keep that length as you creep the fingertips a little bit further. So we inhale to create that length. Exhale. Folding a little bit further. And again, maybe close off the eyes. Maybe this helps you to focus your attention. Beautiful. Keep that mindful awareness of what's happening inside the body as you move. And just coming as far as you want to go into your seated forward fold. So taking a little bit of a passive stretch rather than reaching for the toes or using a strap to really help guide us further. We're just going to allow the breath to help us soften and surrender into this seated forward fold. So let the elbows just rest either side. Beautiful. Keep sending energy out through the crown of the head. And if it helps, just always come back to the breath. With every inhale, we create that little bit more space. With every exhale, we soften. Lovely. A few more rounds of breath here. Perhaps taking one more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, gently walk the hands back towards you, lifting the chest up as you go. Hands continue behind you, fingertips point towards the body, heels of the hands down and towards the mat, and then just press the ground away. Inhale, lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest, taking a little back bend just to counteract all those forward folds. Have an inhale here. As you exhale, soften through the elbows, gently bring the rest of the spine down towards the mat and bring the knees in as you go. Lovely, curling yourself up into a little ball here. Maybe have just a little sway from side to side, just as you give the spine a little massage into your mat. Beautiful, really well done. Okay, coming into the final few stretches of our practice. Take a few knee circles here, should you wish. And then it's up to you. You can stay with these knee circles, or you can stay curling up into this little ball, or you might like to come into happy baby. So you're going to separate the knees to the sides of your body. Arms come on the inside of the knees, and then the hands take hold of the outside edges of the feet. Keep the knees nice and bent so the hands are pulling the knees down towards the mat either side of your body, and the soles of the feet are pointing up towards the ceiling. Lovely, well done. And you can keep that little bit of movement, that little sway from side to side. And just noticing how your lower spine is really rooting down into your mat now. Keep the back of the head supported here. And just stay with that slow and steady breath. Have one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, either stay here, stay wherever you are, or you're going to work that a little bit further. Bring the soles of the feet together. Send the knees out towards the side. Then you're really aiming to bring the feet close towards your chest here. So again, working a little bit deeper into our happy baby. But if it's too much for you today, feel free to scale it back. Lovely, well done. Have just one more inhale. One more exhale. Beautiful. Then gently letting go of the feet. Bring the knees back in towards the chest. Hug them in nice and tight. And then exhale, settle the feet back down towards the mat. Release the arms into a little cactus shape here. And you're just going to sway the knees from side to side, nice and easy. But then you're also going to incorporate a little bit of movement into the head and neck. So as you send the knees in one direction, so say, for instance, the knees have fallen to the left, you're then going to gently turn the gaze to look towards the right. Nice and easy spinal twist. And then we inhale to change, come back through center. Exhale, knees go to the right, and we send the gaze to the left. Lovely, well done. And just keep that going in your own time with your own breath. Lovely, couple more times. Nice and easy. Perhaps just one more time, side to side. One more time on the left. And one more time to the right. Lovely, well done. Inhale, bring the knees back up through center. And then from here, we're going to make our way into our Shavasana. So it's up to you if you're feeling or experiencing any issues with your lower spine. Keep the knees bent, allow the knees to knock together perhaps. Or you can send the legs long along your mat. Allow those toes to fall out towards the side. And gently bring the arms down by your side, backs of the hands into the ground. Fingertips just naturally curling in. You can make any of those last minute final adjustments. Make sure the body is entirely comfortable here. Maybe you even want to grab a couple of blankets. Get yourself nice and cozy. And then when you're ready, just closing off the eyes. Closing off the outside world. And just welcoming yourself into your Shavasana. And even as we enter this period of stillness, we're still very much aware of our bodies here. So can you continue to note how you are feeling, noticing again that flow of life force as you breathe. Maybe we find we can breathe that little bit more deeply. Perhaps we can release that little bit more into the mat. But just allow yourselves to really give into gravity here. Allow the mat to support you and keep you grounded after being nourished by today's practice. And just gently noticing how the breath returns back to a natural, steady pace. We can allow the breath to just be, we can allow ourselves to just be here. So just taking these final few moments, indulging in this time. Without anything else, we don't need any distractions here. Keeping the awareness on yourself. And then when you're ready, taking that nice deep inhale in through the nose, filling up the lungs entirely. Exhale, release with a sigh. And again, inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Lovely, nice and slowly, just bringing a little bit of movement back into the body, wiggling the fingertips, wiggling the toes, rotating into the wrists and into the ankles. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that nice big energizing stretch along your mat. So you're going to reach the fingertips up and above, behind the head, stretching the fingertips away from you, and then lengthen the toes out in front. Beautiful, seeing how long you can make the body here grow nice and tall. Inhale. As you exhale, allow everything to release and the arms just float back down. Beautiful. So again, take your time here. We're gently going to make our way back up to seated. There's no need to rush. So choose a side, roll over onto that side, use your arms to help you. And maybe we keep the eyes closed as we go. Gently make your way into that comfortable seated position, resting the sit bones in towards the ground. Palms of the hands on the knees, shoulders down and away from those ears. And we keep the eyes closed as we close off the practice, as always, with the blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you at night. May the rain wash away your worries. And may the breeze blow new strength throughout your being. And may you walk through the world knowing its beauty all the days of your life. And with that, we bring the palms together in front of the heart. And we bow namaste. Beautiful, really well done. Thank you for practicing with me again today. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know. Find me on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. Perhaps leave a little comment below this video, and I will greatly appreciate it. So have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you very soon, right? Mwah.